Well, good morning. We are back out here. I helped the builders. Had a couple of guys here. We went ahead and hooked or drilled the hole through the wall. Finished hooking up the water line and put up a culvert around that. Brought the loader with me this morning, so got that here. I don't have the Hydrema still. That's probably what I really need, but Brent didn't quite get done. He was having a hard time with the windows are curved on that Hydrema, so you gotta apparently. I learned a lot about tent yesterday. I guess you have to like shrink that tent down or something. So he's having some issues with that. So he's gonna try the two doors again. He got the front glass. He said it was really easy because it was so big. He had room to shrink that stuff down the way he needed. But apparently the doors were causing a little bit more of an issue. So the bad part is, it's like I really can kind of use that truck here today because then I can start loading it up. Because I've got this dirt I pushed up last night with the dozer. I'll just push it straight over and then fill that whole corner in. But I can do it this way. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And then like backfilling the porches would be super nice to have the Hydrema here. I brought the loader with me because I need to straighten up the driveway. And like some of the concrete guys, for some reason, there's like 2 or 3 spots where they clean their trucks out here, and then one guy like past the culverts up there decided to clean his out on the edge of the road. So I gotta go pick that up, and then I'm gonna redress up the driveway, and then that friend of mine with the Freightliner is supposed to be bringing me 5 loads of clay to put in the garage, so I want to be able to get the loader and stuff in there and kind of spread it out and track it down. I probably could have reached everything with the 2150 here, but at least if I can get that machine in there, I can get it really leveled up. And he may even bring some rock. Probably bring the rock tomorrow, when we can get the rock and stuff put in there. But and worst case, I will just load up the Peterbilt and kind of drive stuff around there, and we'll see how soft it is. But yeah, it's kind of annoying because I tried to get Brent to be able to temp both the machines last week when it was raining, but sometimes the schedules don't always line up. So he got the dozer, but he didn't get the Hydrema, and then now I need the Hydrema. Trying to think. I may just go ahead and kind of leapfrog these rocks over there. It's a good part about this thing I can about reach, but I was going to move these rocks and then kind of pull more of this hill down. It's just easier, or to me it is. It seems like it quicker to kind of pull the hill down and loosen it up, and then just kind of push through it with the dozer instead of trying to run up over the top of the hill. And so that's kind of why I was doing that yesterday. Part of this stuff is what I dug out of the pond, but some of it's starting to dry out, but there's still spots of it. Like, yeah, right there you can tell it's still pretty muddy, so you can push through it somewhat with the dozer. It's kind of getting the mud and junk up in there, but and these rocks, I'm just going to lay them out. I'm trying to kind of space them out on the bottoms of those porches. That's what I was saying yesterday. I just don't want to throw them all in there in a wad, and then you have like voids. You know, like if you just start stacking them up that way, you get a whole bunch on there, you'll have voids and spots, and then that dirt and stuff will eventually settle through there. So if I can just kind of place, like these smaller rocks aren't as big of a deal, but these bigger ones I'm going to try to lay down kind of on the bottom and space them out a little bit. And then I can kind of start putting my dirt and stuff on top of them. It's a good spot to get rid of them instead of digging a hole out here. The builder said he's not as worried about like the porches. Apparently they're not, I guess, what do you call it, load bearing or whatever. I guess they're going to set on those walls. So I guess we'll just put some of this dirt. I was just concerned with some of it being kind of soft or muddy, but it'll be a while before he pours them. It'll rain on it, but then we'll still, I guess with it setting on those walls and then rebar it, you don't have to worry about like the centers of them settling. I thought about just trying to put clay in all of it, but I'm not the builder, so we'll just throw this stuff over there. I think this is the only spot I had all these rocks piled up. leapfrog them over there with the excavator, and then I'll probably, like I said, jump in the dozer and start pushing this around. Hopefully, I ought to get pretty close to having everything around the house backfilled today. Just missing my Hydremas. Hopefully he gets those windows this morning. And if he does, I'll pick it up and bring it with me tomorrow, and we can work on those porches then. So. straight, and then we'll get more of it over there, and then go down that way and push it over instead of trying to push it around this corner. So it's a lot of extra pushing since I don't have the Hydrema, but it's not a big deal. I really need to fill up this whole back a little bit more, but I want to make sure I got plenty of the good stuff to go around the house. And it's good and windy today, so I just brought you guys in the cab for a little bit. You just have to listen to that door kind of, I don't know if it's something, the hinges or what, it's just got a little bit of a rattle. It's not too bad when you have the radio on, but when you have the radio off, it's kind of annoying. Mud right there in the middle of it. We'll just kind of spread it out, move it around there. I think I got enough piled up here. It should at least fill this corner in or get it pretty close. I want to get everything around the house first, and then I'll kind of start on the porches. Partially because I may have the Hydrema over here by then, but I want to use all this dryer stuff to kind of shape and form around the house, and then we'll, whatever junk we got left, we'll start putting in the porches. And I've always got all that other dirt I piled up on the back of the pond dam, because those porches are going to eat up a lot, and then we're going to try to kind of build this yard up, since the back of the house sticks out of the ground so much, and make it really gradual down to the pond, so it doesn't look like the house is high out of the ground. So it looks like you have these mountains of dirt when you dig it out, like the driveway and like the crawl space, but then by the time you get done with your finish grade and how high the houses get built up, you almost start to worry like you don't have enough dirt then. But I'll just carry on this for a little bit, and then when we get around the corner, I'll throw the camera outside. It'll be a little more exciting, like see me backfill up against the foundation versus just pushing dirt over here in the corner for right now. Shouldn't be too much longer, and we'll be ready to get after that. Well, we have a man down. So got me a little hydraulic leak. So at first I thought maybe, oh, you can take this cover off and there's a couple lines that run to the drive motor because there's a bunch of oil right there, but it's hard to tell. I flipped the cab up and there's just oil everywhere, and I couldn't see it leaking out when I started it back up, but it may be a deal when you operate either the loader or the tracks that it kind of sprays out then. But I need to get it back to the shop and at least power wash it, because the whole underneath side is just covered in oil, and it's dumped out a fair amount of oil just on the trailer and the whole belly pan. So luckily I made it on the trailer though, so I wasn't just out here in the field. But I'll pull it back to the shop tonight and back it off there real quick, and then see if I can wash it and what I can come up with. But I got 2 more trucks bringing the last 2 loads of clay, which I don't think 5 loads are going to be enough, but, and you guys can't see because the sun, but I'm just going to get in the excavator now and just kind of bail that in there real quick. So those other 2 get here, they got room to dump it. But yeah, we're probably gonna need a few more, especially on that other side. So at least for tonight, we'll get these piles out of the way with the excavator, and yeah, try again tomorrow. That'll probably get us for today. So yeah, this is where I noticed my little oil trail over here. So I got the clay in the garage. It's not real level and nice, and kind of tracked it down, but it's definitely gonna take probably another, don't know, 6 or 8 loads in here for sure, because it's still almost to the bottom of the footing over there on that side. I think we got to figure out, we're gonna, I want to say he's gonna raise the floor up a little. Well, actually, that piece over there, that's where they like the crawl space entrance. They may even put a 4-inch block on there, so we may be able to go with the fill dirt almost to the top of that concrete now, and then have room for rock and concrete. But there's actually a slight chance of rain, I guess, tonight and part of tomorrow morning. So if we get any rain at all, that's going to slow us down here. But I guess that'll give me time to work on the loader and see where that's coming from. But now I'm gonna fuel everything up. That's why I brought the fuel tank on the trailer tonight, because I knew I needed to haul this over here. The dozer needs more fuel than the excavator. But now let's get it fired up. Line out of the way. I'm glad I put this longer cord, because this will plug into the trailer lights. This plugs in, it's a 7-pin, so. Like so. We're good to go. Alright, now I'll go track the dozer over here, we'll fuel it up. I'll get these parked, and then yeah, we'll just see. Brent got the hydrangea done, so if it doesn't rain, I'll bring it back tomorrow. I'll deal with the loader maybe on Saturday. I don't really have to have it. I was just gonna level it up a little nicer in the garage, obviously, and then do some touching up on the driveway. So if I don't have it back till next week or Monday or something, that would be fine. So that's only the second line to have leaked on that thing since I've had it since 2012, so can't complain much about that. I'm sure it's just probably something that's rubbing a hole in the side or worn through, but we'll get her back to the shop and get it power washed off and get that fixed. So we'll get everything fueled up for the night and parked, and catch you guys tomorrow.